All right, what do you guys want to talk about today? I want to talk about what I love about the insurance industry and also what I hate about the insurance industry. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have maybe a better idea of how the industry works and how you can make better financial decisions for your family. So with that, let's get into the video. What is up, guys? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Philip Setter. I'm the founder and CEO of Affinity Life, which is an online life insurance platform where we've helped hundreds of Canadians find the right life insurance coverage at the right price, all from the comfort of their own home. If that sounds interesting, I'll put a link in the description below and you can check it out, but let's just get into the video. Yeah, so maybe I'll tell you guys just a little bit about how I got started in this industry and a little bit of background on myself, just so you can understand where I'm coming from. So I've been in this industry for almost 10 years now. I started with a company called Combined Insurance. Now, Combined Insurance is like a do no harm really to anyone. They sell like these little niche accident and sickness policies. They're like $10 a policy, $20 a policy. You break your arm, you get a couple $100. You go to the hospital, maybe you get $1,000. I mean, you can't really do that much financial harm to any individual if you sell those policies, right? So I got started with them, and you know, at the time I was like, I never was like 15 years old. I want to be in insurance when I get older. Like, that's not what anyone thinks. Nobody thinks they're going to get into insurance when they're young. But what I found is I actually really loved the industry, especially when I first got started. I loved how technical it was. I loved how many different ways that you could structure different things and different areas that you could specialize in. I really love tax. I really love insurance. I really love investments. I really love learning about banks and insurance companies and all these different things. And so I got instantly hooked in this industry. And so I pretty quickly left that one company and I went out and started as what's known as an independent broker, which I still am to this day. Affinity Life is an independent brokerage, meaning we have access to a whole bunch of different products. We can work with anyone in Canada from a carrier point of view. Now, it wasn't very long until I was starting to look at where I wanted to like specialize in, work in, like where did I really want to like put my niche into? And what I settled on actually was business owners. And so one of the things that fascinated me about business owners is like how complicated and how many different things there were, right? I mean, there was operating companies and holding companies and family trusts. And what happens if you sell your company? What happens if you pass it down to your child? How can we maximize your wealth? What about the retained earnings in it? How do we get the retained earnings out? Are there any strategies that can do that? And there was a lot of different insurance strategies that were available to use for business owners, and they could get retained earnings out of the corporation. And so that's most of my work that I've done in the insurance industry, was these more high net worth estate planning, complicated insurance strategies. And so I really got to know the ins and outs of how life insurance works, how the mechanics of it works, how the taxation of it works, and wrap my head around it. We did a whole bunch of things. I mean, we went all across Canada. I partnered with a legal firm. We did seminars for accountants. I built a curriculum for other insurance advisors so they could learn the similar things that I've learned. It's accredited all across Canada. I wrote white papers. We did all these different things up until 2020. And when COVID hit, I mean, that kind of changed quite a few things. So before COVID, before 2020, almost all of my marketing was very face-to-face. I wanted to get to know business owners and I wanted to be there. So, I mean, again, we ran seminars, I did dinner events, wine and dines, networking events. Everything was very much face-to-face. And I loved that. I mean, I enjoyed being front and center. One of the things that I didn't like about that though, is it was up to me at the end of the day. If I didn't run a seminar, business didn't come in. So, there was some problems that were in it. So when COVID happened, that's really when I got the opportunity to step back and say, you know, is this something that I want to do for the rest of my life? Run these seminars, fly across Canada, you know, do all these accountant things, learn like the nitty gritty, keep up with all the tax codes. And I was like, maybe not. I mean, if you know anything about me, if you've ever met me before or talked to me before, you'll know that like some of my biggest passions in life is climbing. And I just want to spend more and more time out in the mountains, climbing mountains, ice climbing, rock climbing, backcountry skiing, etc. And so I wanted to build a business where I didn't have to be the face of the business and I could build systems and put implementations in place. And that's really how Affinity Life got started. And Affinity Life, we've built out so many systems where you can get quotes instantly online, you can do a needs analysis online, and you can apply online. And so I could really take a step back as the face per se of the company, and work could be done while I'm gone. And you can talk to customer service and talk to other individuals, and it's not always on my shoulders. Okay. So that's really been my history in the insurance industry. Now, there's a lot of things that I love about the insurance industry, and I don't know, what am I going to get into first? Do you guys want love first or do you want hate first? Why don't we do hate first? Because then we're going to end on love and we're going to end end on a good note. Okay, the first thing that I need to talk about, and it's my number one pet peeve about the insurance industry, it's MLM. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, everyone that's in an MLM. So, I mean, here's the thing. Right off the bat, I think it's almost like a necessary evil. I started in insurance because I was with an MLM. I mean, they weren't like a hardcore MLM, but it was still MLM style. They still recruited me. My upline still got paid with that. And so really MLMs are the only companies that are bringing new insurance advisors into the industry. They're the only one that's still recruiting. So I guess that's good. I mean, we need some new life into the insurance industry, but I just hate most network marketing or multi-level marketing companies. They're designed maliciously, pardon me, and they're designed where only a few can really make a living within that. And in order for them to succeed, others must fail. And I know what you're saying, well, you can still produce, but yeah, they design it though, so you have to recruit just to get a decent compensation model so you can still make money when you're selling products. So, I mean, yeah, you can. I'm not saying that like everyone or no one can make it if they don't recruit, but they just design it so that you're so incentivized to recruit. And that's really not the only way to get wealthy through an MLM, but it's really the best way. And it's really how they design the entire comp structure and the entire company. And so you're probably thinking like, well, what does that have to do with insurance? Well, here's what it has to do with insurance. I find that not just with MLMs, but a lot of people that join the insurance industry are unfortunately usually coming from a point of financial difficulties. And as soon as they get into the industry, it doesn't get much better. And so what I find, especially with MLMs, because it's this vicious cycle of recruit, train, sell, then those people leave because they quit. And then it's recruit, train, sell, then those people leave. And we start this cycle over and over and over again. And so what you'll have is you'll have a lot of people that are coming in and then of course selling to their close friends and family because those people trust them and they just don't understand exactly how insurance works, and they sell bad policies and they don't understand how it works, and it's overpriced things. And I'm not saying that this is across the board every MLM. However, you can clearly see a trend of clients that have worked with people from MLMs that have wasted their money, their policies have collapsed, they're incredibly expensive, they have poor financial planning because these people have only been in the industry for like 6 months or a year and a half. And how are you expected to get really great financial advice or really great insurance advice from someone who barely knows what they're doing? Like, you know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. And if you're not really that much focused on the production and you're more focused on just recruiting and getting more and more agents, your skills are not going to be sharp and you're not going to be at the top of your game giving the best advice to clients. And so I know it's like a necessary evil. I don't even know if it is a necessary evil, but at this state, I don't know what would happen if they left the industry. This industry would just die. I mean, no one else is really recruiting and bringing new people into this industry. So yeah, I mean, they're not all bad, but I really don't like them. Number 2, I hate any insurance company that has a one-size-fits-all approach. And I mean, there's a few companies that have this, and whatever. I mean, if they want to do it from a marketing point, that's fine. However, they should just put an asterisk. Just put an asterisk. If you followed my channel for any amount of time, you'll know. I mean, there's no permanent life insurance options on our website. It's just term life insurance. However, you'll know quite often I say this is a really good option for this person. The problem is when you have these companies that don't say that. And I'll just talk about, the biggest offender. I mean, they're not the only offender. They're not the only offender, but maybe, and they might not even be the biggest. And I'm just going to pick on them. I'm sorry. Primerica, okay? Primerica has a principle of buy term, invest the difference, which if you follow my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I actually believe in that. I mean, I think that's a good strategy. However, it's not right for everyone. And permanent life insurance can be a really good option and a great wealth building opportunity for some people. So I hate these companies that have this one size fits all approach. And it's like, this is the only way to go. You buy index universal life or nothing else. You buy term invested difference or you're an idiot. I hate it. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. If you don't know what that quote is from, you've had a terrible childhood. Go and watch Star Wars. All right. Number 3, which I hate, and I would probably say this is maybe top of the list. I hate this subculture of permanent life insurance everywhere. Everywhere. TikToks, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, like Instagram, everywhere. It's like, look at this, look how they made money, look how this NBA guy made all this made money. Here's the thing, if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that like it's complicated. There's more to it than just meets the eye. It's not as simple, and the way they make it sound is just this like super easy strategy that anyone can go and do, and you put your money in there and then it grows, and that's how it works. No, there's a million things that you need to be aware of. There's so many things that could go wrong. There's multiple things that you need to manage. What's the dividend scale? What's the interest rate on the loan? How much is your interest rate? Are you going to capitalize it? Have you paid enough into it? Did you put EDO into it? Is it paid up additions? Did you 20 pay or whole pay? Did you life pay, 10 pay? Blah, 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 blah. There's so many things that you need to be aware of. So what do I think the solution is for this? I think the solution to this is having 2 different licenses. I think you should get 1 license to sell term life insurance, disability life insurance, critical illness insurance. Then I think you should get another completely separate license to sell permanent life insurance, especially if you're selling it as an investment. And sometimes it's really hard to differentiate between that because you're like, hey, no, they might need it for retirement or something, or pardon me, for estate planning purposes. So that's why I sold it. But I really do believe we should have more training and more education around this topic. And I think that would elevate our industry as a whole. Here's the thing. As insurance advisors, we don't want you to buy things that you regret buying, that blow up, where you lose money or something bad happens. Because then what happens? You go to your friend and you tell your friend, yeah, I bought this whole life insurance product and it's a scam. I lost all my money. Well, that brings our industry down as a whole. Now I go to your friend and say, hey, you're a high income earner. You own a business. Here's a really cool strategy that you can use. And you say, oh, no. Whole life insurance is a scam. My buddy told me. So we'll have these advisors selling to people that shouldn't have these strategies, and it brings a reputation of our industry down as a whole, and I really don't agree with it. All right, listen, but it's not all doom and gloom. There are some things that I like about this industry. Let's end this video with a few things that I really like about this industry. Number 1, I actually do really like that we're able to help families. I mean, like, I know that's a kind of a cliche thing to say. However, I mean, it's true. We actually do get to protect families. Like I remember one specific circumstance where I was able to deliver a check to parents and their child had just passed away, unfortunately. And it was like, here you go, take some time off work. You're good. You don't have to work right now. You can just focus on grieving and go on your way. And so there are really cool things that you're able to do in this industry, and you're actually able to help some people. And I really enjoy that. Number 2, I actually think the carriers do a fantastic job. Okay. So the carriers, again, are the people that are directly making the products, and they have a lot that they need to work with. Like if you think about it, like they just made a product. Like imagine this. Imagine you were just a reseller and you were like, hey, I built this cool little box and you can do with it what you want to do with it. And then next thing you know, you give it to this one guy and he's like, this isn't a box, this is a rectangle, and rectangles are the best way. And you're like, oh, okay, I didn't know you were going to sell it that way. Okay. And then you have another guy that got the box and he like hammered it in and he's like, nope, it's a circle. Look how you can put your things in a circle. And so, I mean, carriers have a lot they need to work with. They need to try and appease all these people that are selling their product a multitude of different ways. And they actually do a great job. I've had like a lot of situations with carriers where we've had improperly sold products to clients. And I've been like, hey man, look, this guy's bought this policy. Clearly it was never going to work for him. Can we get his money back? And they're like, yeah, for sure. Like 100%. This shouldn't have been sold to him. Here you go. Here's his money back. So carriers can be actually really great to work with. And the last thing, just for me personally, I love the complexities of this industry. I love the taxes. I love different insurance products. I love putting it all together. I just love how many different ways that you can specialize. You can specialize in business owners. You can specialize in term life insurance and this other one, and you can do all these different things. And so for me, that's really interesting. And it's just on a selfish note, I really like the technicalities of it. So, I mean, that's a positive for this industry. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you guys enjoy this. It was a little bit different of a video, but maybe maybe I did want to give some clarity about some things that I love and hate in this industry. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you guys are enjoying this content, all I ask is you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.